And we're back. The man was trying to hack us, and they cut the line, and the NSA was just hacking in there, and they don't want us to decentralize your life, so they cut the signal. I swear that's what it is. It has nothing to do with us being in West Texas, middle of nowhere. So, once again, this is Derek Bros with the Conscious Resistance Network and the Decentralize Your Life Tour. We're going to cut most of the intro stuff so we can get this video out on YouTube. If you're listening after the fact, please do share, let everyone know where you're listening from. Hello there. Nice to meet you, Joanna Avalon. Thank you guys for being tuned in here. And if you're unaware, we're going to be touring the country with this message of meditation, of community building, of permaculture, of being the best version of yourself, and of agores and decentralization in all areas of your life: food production, economy, education, health, community, every area you can think of, and trying to put the power back into the hands of the people and to remove the power from other individuals, put it back where it belongs. So, Day 7 of the Decentralize Your Life Tour. All the tour dates can be found at theconsciousresistance.com/tour. And as I said a moment ago, we're halfway through now with the Gulf Coast portion of the tour, and we still have a few more cities to go. And if you're in Texas or if you're in New Orleans, then check us out, come find us, come meet us at the events. We have shirts, we have books, we've got kombucha. We're having some great conversations with people. It's been really, really nice. So one more time, shout out to everyone in Austin, San Antonio, Corpus, and San Antonio. In Laredo, who hosted us. And I do want to apologize if you are supporting us from El Paso, which is where we should be arriving right now. But unfortunately, we are not going to be making El Paso. We had to cancel that stop. And it's really just a judgment call that we decided to make because beginning yesterday, which should have been our day off, a day to take time getting to El Paso, we were headed to Big Bend National Park, which is a beautiful place if you feel like going, do so at your own risk, because we found out that if you're within, for those who don't know, if you live near the southern border, and maybe even near the northern border, but in the United States they seem to focus more on the brown people below their border that they're worried about coming in. And so if you're anywhere near the border, they say within 50 miles, I've heard other people say within 100 miles, it is known as a constitution-free zone, unfortunately. And whether or not, I'm not really the biggest constitutionalist here, but it's basically a rights-free zone. This means that they can do whatever they want to. They can pull you over. They set up checkpoints, which at the end of the day, these checkpoints are illegal. That's all that matters. Is these checkpoints are illegal. They're doing them. The federal government is coming into Texas, and they're establishing it through the DHS, through the Border Patrol, through Immigration and Customs, and establishing these checkpoints all along the border. And I'm sure there's some people who say, well, that's been going on for a long time. Well, that doesn't really mean that it's right or just or ethical or anything, or that we should take it. But we had an experience with this firsthand. We were leaving Laredo and headed to El Paso, decided to stop at Big Bend. But on our way there, we were stopped twice for not even sure what. We have a suspicion that we may have been profiled in some way. I guess if you wear a shirt that might have a symbol they don't like, or maybe if they think that you look a certain type. I was asked about my tattoos. All of us were asked about our criminal history, if we'd been arrested, if we'd been, what we were doing. And because of that, the the Border Patrol decided to pull us over and to go through our entire trailer. We're pulling a trailer, and you can kind of see it back there. And it's, this tour is sponsored by Bitcoin.com, so we have Bitcoin.com stickers around the tour. We've got the Decentralize Your Life Tour logo on the hood of the vehicle. And the officers, they said, oh, what's Bitcoin about? And you could tell a few of them knew what it was. Some of the people who stopped us, one of them made a reference to the dark web, the deep web. And I'm not sure if it has anything to do with that, if they associate Bitcoin.com and Bitcoin with criminal activity in their minds, which again, according to the state, anything that they say is not right or is illegal, then that puts you in their crosshairs. We tend to live in a different world, and we're trying to promote a different world. We're trying to build a new world where people don't judge you based on the color of your skin or your past criminal history, and we give each other a chance to grow and become new people and to be the best versions of ourselves. But unfortunately, the state doesn't really live in that world. They live in a world of bureaucracy and centralization of power and judgment. That's what it really comes down to. They want a conformist mentality from all of us. So the guy's like, oh, what do your tattoos mean? Where does that come from? Oh, so you had a history? 12 years ago? What's that about? This and that. And long story short, we were stopped twice yesterday and then once again today leaving Big Bend Park. And, you know, really they took us into holding cells, and I don't really want to get into too many of the details other than to say we were harassed when it comes down to it. We don't believe that people should be put in cages for smoking a plant. We didn't even have any cannabis or anything on us, but their dogs supposedly, you know, alerted, and because of that, they decided that they had the right in their mind to take all of our stuff out of the trailer, out of the car, to let the dog run through there, to just throw our stuff around, to question us, interrogate us, put us in tiny little jail cells. And at the end of the day, their beliefs are backed with violence. They're backed with guns. You know, we could sit there and try to argue and say, look, you don't have the right to do this. Who are you? And I know there's some people who say, all you have to do is just tell them they don't have the jurisdiction to do this to you, or use these legal arguments, or tell them you're a sovereign, or you don't accept. But sometimes those tactics works, but at the end of the day, what's important to recognize is these people, they essentially are a gang that has, you know, their little army stationed around the entire border of the country. And I don't want to spend too much time on this because this is about our tour, the Decentralize Your Life tour. But I just want to say this. I mean, this has been a very important reality check for us to recognize that you're not necessarily free in this country. People out there, you know, maybe some of you Donald Trump supporters or people who are legitimately worried about illegal immigration and people, you know, criminal elements coming from Mexico or Guatemala or Honduras and other places coming up through the southern border. But at the end of the day, those ideas, that fear that you may feel worried about drug dealers or the cartels, the people in charge of the U.S. government are manipulating that fear that you possess. Whether it's legitimate or not is another debate, but they're manipulating that fear and they're using that to build a police state. Now, I've written articles for the anti-media recently. People coming into the U.S. border now are getting their cell phones checked. They're forcing them to give them their passwords so they can look through their laptops. And right now there's some people saying, well, it's okay because, you know, they're a different skin color than me, or because they might be illegal, or, you know, whatever. You just shirk it off because it doesn't affect you. And you may have an advantage because of your skin tone or because of where you live or maybe your connections, or, you know, there's plenty of people who say, oh, well, Derek, I live by the border all the time. I've never been bothered by that. You guys must have been up to no good. But that's the problem, is we accept these things. You know, we accept the fact that, okay, these people now can set up checkpoints and they can stop us and they can say, if you smell the wrong way, if you look the wrong way, if my dog barks, then we can take you aside and harass you. And that is not the country that I think most of us in the United States believe we live in. For people like me and others who've been researching and active for years, we're very aware that that is indeed the country that we live in. So I hope that those of you out there who are calling for, you know, militarized border, and you want a police state along, you want this wall with watchtowers and surveillance grid, and you want more of these checkpoints, think about it, man. The wall is not only to keep people out, it can very easily keep people in. And today, we felt like we were being trapped in a cage. You know, it's a very, very real awareness that you can't necessarily get out. And we made the call that we don't want to deal with it anymore. So I apologize to everybody in El Paso who was coming to see the Decentralize Your Life tour tonight, but we decided to go ahead and cancel that stop. We will be back at some other point. We'll arrange something, but it's not worth us getting harassed further to take the route along the southern border, along I-10, to try to get to El Paso. And so I'm very deeply sorry, but it's just not worth the time, the threat to me and my friends here's safety and to our livelihood. So we made a decision to go ahead and call it. But we are headed to Lubbock right now. We'll be in Lubbock tonight. Our event is not till tomorrow. If those of you are in Lubbock, Texas, or you have friends in Lubbock, Texas, please let your friends and family know. Once again, this is the Decentralize Your Life tour sponsored by Bitcoin.com. Check out Bitcoin.com if you want to get into cryptocurrency and learn more about that. They've been a huge help to us. And you can find all the tour dates at theconsciousresistance.com/tour. This is just the first test run, a 2-week tour around Texas and New Orleans, the Gulf Coast tour of the entire tour. We're going to hit West Coast and Midwest starting July 10th. For 6 weeks straight, we'll be traveling the country. And then in October, we'll be going to the East Coast. So there's still lots more to come. And if you can't make it to one of the stops, if we're a little bit too far away from you, get in touch. Hit me up at derek@theconsciousresistance.com. We're going to be doing this for the next couple of years. We are dedicating our lives and our time and our energy to changing this world and promoting how to live the best version of yourselves. And there's philosophy behind it. There's, some deep discussions to be had, but at the end of the day, that's the message we're promoting. We want each of you to live to be the fullest, best, most beautiful versions of yourself. And to do that, we have to do some introspection, some self-reflection. We need to get to know who we are as individuals, and then from that place, create, build, and grow. That's what we're trying to do. Create better versions of ourselves, build from that point, and then grow from that point. Create better versions of our communities, build from that point, and grow from that point. And that's what we're trying to do. So check out theconsciousresistance.com/tour. Check out the Conscious Resistance Network. That's our Facebook page. We're also on Instagram. For those of you who are on Instagram, we would appreciate some new followers. Just search The Conscious Resistance on Instagram, and you'll find our feed there. We're doing daily updates. And of course, thank you to the Mind Unleashed for letting us broadcast to you, and to all of our other partners who are helping us spread this message. And at this point, yeah, just keep supporting us, keep doing what you're doing. Again, thank you to everybody who's already seen us on the road. It's been so inspiring to get to know you and to see what your communities are like and what goals you have. We hope that some of the words and some of the seeds we're planting are hitting home for you, and that you will go from that point and build something beautiful. So thank you guys. Once again, my name is Derek Rose with ConsciousResistance.com. Check us out on tour. We'll talk to you tomorrow, I guess, as we're in Lubbock. And yeah, that's it, I guess. Oh wait, I did want to mention this one more thing. On this tour, we're doing different, exercises. We have this bag of trash, growing bag of trash in the back of the car, and what we're basically doing is every little piece of trash that we get, that we're accumulating from stuff that we buy, or whatever it may be, we're putting it in a bag. And we're very inspired by our friend Rob Greenfield. If you don't know who Rob is, he's an inspiring person, dude, making a difference. And on the last few days of the tour, we're all going to take turns wearing our trash. And the idea is, like Rob did this for 30 days, we're just going to do it for 1 day each, and maybe we'll go beyond that. But the idea is to basically allow us to see, like, this is the amount of waste that the 5 of us have created over 2 weeks, and now we have to wear it. Now we have to become more aware of that by actually wearing it on our bodies. So if you're interested in that, if you want to do something similar, please reach out, contact us on the Conscious Resistance Network, and come through and send us your videos. Send us your videos of you guys going out there. We're also going to be doing some dumpster diving. So if you're in Lubbock, Justin, he's commenting below. We're coming in probably about 8:45, by the way, about an hour or so. If you guys know where there's some good dumpsters for us to go dumpster dive and try to find food that is essentially being wasted, and learn to basically be able to stop it from going to waste, then please let us know. Yeah, so that's our test. We're going to be doing exercises like this. We're going to show you how much food is being wasted. We're going to show you how much trash accumulates, and hopefully raise your awareness about this and encourage you to be a little bit less wasteful. So thank you for your support. Keep up with us. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. And we'll be back tomorrow with an update from Lubbock, and hopefully we'll meet some of you guys in person. This is Derek Rose with the Conscious Resistance Network. Remember, you are powerful, you are beautiful, you are free. Peace.